Hello students, in this session we are going to learn about information visualization. So before starting this I want to just tell you, suppose you have searched in your Google, okay, something you have written ranking. You are getting so many sites, okay. If you open this, the data is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 2 like that, some Greek and Latin symbols, what those things, okay. So are you able to understand that? No. So the visualization plays an important role whenever you are searching some data, okay. So why this is visualization are important? What are the important aspects of visualization, okay. So in the previous things, we don't have the electron display and visualization of data are provided, okay. So what we are going to do this. So previously we don't have chance of changing the colors of scales. Now the modified data representation and the display of the condition have been updated in order to change your color, and you can also change the scales. Second point, you can also change the data that is moving between the clusters, or you can show new linkages of the items, okay. So these are the things which you are added in the information visualization now compared to the previous. Next one, you can also animate the display, how to show the space and time according to the time. Suppose if I am taking stock exchange, yeah, best example. Stock exchange, if you open that particular site, the graph will be moving like this, okay, X and Y, Z, and always the values are moving like this. These are not static, right? So these are dynamic values. So now this has been incorporated in this. And you can also create an hyperlink and establish relationship between data. Like when you open this particular site, this can be diverted with the help of hyperlink. So if you click on this particular, click here, I'll just mention click here. So it will be opening another page. So all these things were not available in the previous things, but after coming to the information visualization, these are applicable. So what are the key points for the information visualization? It will be very easy to display, optimally display, understanding what the search has been provided and what is the most likely items have to be selected and read, okay. So whenever the user displays user window, you are giving the information. These are always selective, we know that, according to the relevancy, but these have to be displayed proper order and proper manner in order to make the user fascinate to read that, okay. So next one is, so whenever you are acquiring some knowledge, what is meant by cognitive? Cognitive means what is a mental action or the process of acquiring the knowledge through the experience or the senses. Means whenever I am seeing this particular slide, what I am going to understand, what I am going to remember, and how easily I am going to capture that particular data. So this cognitive thing will help in that. So for this main thing is visualization. Visualization techniques have to be very impressive, and this will be always attentive, and it should be easily remember, and it is imaginary and information processing of the human visual systems. Means if I see the slide, it should not be more dark or more dull, or it is more active or more static. All these things you have to remember. So this particular cognitive engineering will help in order to remember selective search information system and review the concepts very easily which are built in your site. Okay, if this is very colorful, I can easily remember that. Oh, okay, this was the data I have browsing. And this visualization can be divided into two broad classes. One is link visualization, second one is attribute visualization. What is, by the name itself, you can say that link visualization displays the relationship among the items, and attribute visualization will really reveals the content of that particular relationship according to the number of items. Attribute means what are the features. Here only you will mention the link between two values. Now there are many areas where we are going to use this information. First one is reduce the amount of time to understand the result and search the cluster. Second one is yield information that comes from the relationship between treating as independent. For example, if I'm searching the stock market, I want to check which one is high, BSNL, I don't know, one other, you can take any some XYZ. If I draw a graph comparatively both the stock exchanges, okay, this was in January, this was in February. So if I take this is XYZ and this is XYZ and this is BSNL and this is BSNL. By the seeing the graph itself, you can say that always the BSNL have the high value, so I can easily purchase this particular thing. So that is, you can do the comparison between two elements or two items in order to create a relationship between them. And third one is perform a simple actions. Okay, so for transforming information into visual form. So suppose if I have data, so which is normal data or text something data, I want to create into visualization like graph. This process should not be complicated, right? It should be very simple and very easy and easily to understand the information properly. And whenever you are transforming data, this should be same, because you should not change the information according to your requirements, right? So whatever the fact is there, you have to specify the fact accordingly. So the two things you have to remember is cognition, how you are going to understand. Second one is perception. Cognition is, it is related to understanding, acquiring the knowledge, experience, etc. But perception is to see, hear and become aware of something through the senses. So this is also through the senses, but it is highly related with the brain, and this is highly related with our sense organs, right? So this is a difference between perception and cognition. Now coming to the next terms, proximity, similarity, continuity. So you have to remember proximity. Whenever you are drawing some figures, you can draw all the complete data into similar or group together. That is called proximity. So similarity, same thing. Whenever both are similar, you can group together. Continuity. So you have to have, suppose one is independent, first layer, second layer. So whenever you are representing this, you have to have the continuity from one image to the another image. So all these things have to be maintained in your information visualization. Next one is closure. So if you have a gaps, whatever the gaps within the figure, you have to create as a whole, or you have to mention that there is no relationship between them. Otherwise, it will not understandable to the things. Connectedness, always your linkage should be there from one image or one item to another item using a line or spotted lines, or you can use as a single unit also, or you can mention some area graphs also. So this is connectedness. Yeah. So using these properties, proximity, similarity, continuity and closure and connectedness, you can create information visualization perfectly, which are very much useful for the user to understand easily. Thank you.